What's popping, gods and goddesses? You are now linked in to one of the hottest shows of the hour. That's right, House of Harlem Studio, here to bring that information to you and here to keep you locked into the music industry. Y'all already know the drill. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and make sure you press that like. We're going to have a very special guest coming very soon, and he have one of the hottest singles out right now. So I know y'all want to stay tuned to find out the information on that. But in the meantime, there's always something to talk about. There's always something to talk about, and hopefully we can get some information in before my guest comes on. There's a lot going on in the world, all right? And one of the things that I heard, word on the block, is that there are fences being put up in the Capitol. Now, guys, I didn't know the fences were taken down. I remember when there was supposed to be that transition and inauguration happening from one administration to the other, that there were fences put up. I just do not remember them being taken down. Well, apparently, somewhere under the stars, they were taken down, and I'm hearing that fences are being put back up as we speak. Very interesting to me. I don't know what that's all about, but hopefully we can dig a little deeper into that and get some videos and find out some information. In addition to that, simultaneously, Trump makes a very interesting statement which could possibly give me the idea that something is happening in regards to that statement. But if you want to know what that's all about, make sure you stay tuned because we'll be going in details at the last hour of the show. Not to mention, on top of that, we have your boy, the new so-called president, Joe Biden, that made an even more interesting statement that, got the internet going crazy. All right. So we got, I think your boy Joe, he went viral for sure. For sure, he went viral on this statement because people are like, huh? Where they do that at? On top of that, the versus battle happens. And your boy Fat Joe made an even more interesting statement that we're going to have to speak about at the last hour of the show. But there's so much going on. We want to read some articles to you guys, right? So stay put. Let's read some articles because we have to know what's going on out in the world, especially right now. This is a very interesting time in history. Now, people say, there is nothing new under the sun. But I surely tell you, boy, I've been asking historians, have you ever heard of what's going on right now? And they're like, hell to the nizzo, okay? I want to give a disclaimer. As usual, this show is not about any harassment or bullying of any sort. We respect all people. So, I want to read some articles because apparently there was a federal judge that had made a very interesting, what should I call it? The judge made it interesting. I don't know if it's an actual law right now, but you made a very interesting statement. I'm sorry. Can you close that off? Close that off. Thank you. And I think there was a judgment. They claim it was temporary. I don't know how it can be a temporary judgment. That's why I was trying to find the legal name for it. But we would definitely see if our engineer would be so kind to read an article in regards to the statement. Huh? That would be the New York State temporary decision made in regards to exemptions.
Oh, that statement.
Let's pull that up.
That statement. Okay.
There has been some protest going on out there.
Let me
People are not satisfied with our current administration right now. They're not satisfied on the way they're handling things in regards to this pandemic. But I promise you guys, we're gonna put up a video that our dear president had made, a statement that he made that is gonna blow your mind. And with that statement, I mean, although we've showed enough evidence that would at least get you to start asking questions and stop making decisions right off the rip, this statement is like the end all be all for me. If you don't get from this statement that obviously there's something else, some agenda that these people have outside of trying to get you cured, outside of trying to make sure you're healthy, then I don't know what. Because this statement just clearly shows that no matter what, without a shadow of a doubt, they want you to take this slabber jabber, even if it don't make sense, even if it is not going to help you. And of course, your girl, Kamala, I believe, tweeted a statement that also didn't make any sense. And it's like, at this point, if the vaccinated is still getting sick, because, information is coming out now, right? Is still getting sick, and also going under, going 6 feet under in regards to that, then how could the unvaccinated help the world? But once again, as they say, common sense is not common anymore. It is not common anymore. So with that being said, I choose to at least ask questions, at least do that before you start making assumptions. And oh, FYI, there are people, right? People who I would say who are notable. They're got a little buzz, whether they're A, B, or C list celebrities, who are going out their way to point out people who may claim that they're a doctor or just kind of like overusing whatever status that they may be as a way to explain the harmful measures that are going to be the harmful measures that one will be taken if they take the slabber jabber, right? I get that they may not be what you call credible, but a lot of what they're saying is truthful. So people are going out their way to kind of like discredit these people that's talking about this information, but then yet they're not going out their way to post and put up the credible people. Okay? Dr. Rashid Battar was one of them. I know off the rip that is credible. He was top 5 doctor before he came out, because now when you Google his name, he's a conspiracy theorist doctor for some odd reason, because he decides to speak on his findings in regard to this whole pandemic, and he decided to speak in detailed the immunologist perspective of it and some of the possible dangers in taking it. But no one is not posting him. Okay? No one is posting him. Along with another doctor, and I don't have his name written down, but there's so many. There's so many nurses and doctors who are credible, who are overly credible, and is going against the grain and saying, look, at least do your research, at least hear us out, and people are not posting them. I don't know about you, but that speaks volumes. There's no way that a situation could be happening and the opposition is not allowed to speak their understandings or speak their findings. But once again, I told you how this thing works. In the medical journal, they have ghostwriters, all right? There is a funny meme that's going out. I don't know if you guys ever come across television where they'll have commercials like, if you ever taken Vitasol, make sure that you call 1-800-66-LAW. You have a possibility of suing and being compensated. Vitasol had side effects in 10 years ago that blah, 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 blah. There may be a commercial like that for the slabber jabber. There just may be a commercial for that, okay? So make sure that you save this video, because I know we are, because we definitely going to make sure we speak about it later on. Make sure you save this video, because later on we're going to use this as a reference of, I told you so, all right? Make sure. So anyway, let's see if we can get some articles up there, please. Thank you. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and please don't forget to hit that like button. This is one of the realest, shows out here right now. We're always going to keep it real. If everyone is going, if majority is going left, we're the persons that go against the grain and go right, if that is what the universe permits us to do with our findings and our studies. So make sure you hit that like button, because at the end of the day, this is probably one of the shows that, knock on wood, I don't even have wood right now, that has not been taken off, that we get to speak our truth. But once again, we're always under the radar. We do have a Patreon account that we're revamping and making sure we get a lot of content on there so that you guys can be well informed with that. So anyway, I'm just waiting for my partner in crime to pull up these articles and read some of these articles, because it's very important that people stay aware of what's going on. I know some people are in fear, but it seems to be a lot of pushback lately with these mandates. Okay? And I want you to take note that these mandates are not legal, and they're definitely not constitutional, right? And I want you to take note that the president has stated federal, okay? He didn't say anything about state or anything like that. And he encouraged the states to follow suit, all right? So you got to be on board with this, right? If you are for it, no, we don't care. I don't have no issue with that. But the only issue I have is that people have a choice. People have a right to choose. And that's when it becomes an issue, when, you're making a decision off of duress. That's not cool. Not at all. But anyway, did you get this article up? Let's see what's going on in the world. I love it. So this judge blocks New York State vaccine mandate for medical workers. What does that mean? Right? For some interesting reason, all religious and medical exemptions were being denied. They said they're not accepting them anymore. I don't care if the whole population of the state of New York applied for it and have substantial evidence to prove that, yes, it's against my religion, especially on a medical situation. Obviously, there's some testing that's going to need to be done. There's a discussion with yourself first, right? Because no one is ruler over you. But if you choose to go to your doctor to discuss certain things furthermore that you may not know of, although I do recommend you know everything, you should do your research before going to anyone. But that's just me. And if your doctor, without a shadow of a doubt, knows that medically this is not the best thing for you, how could you then be denied in taking it? So let's read what this judge did. Now note that some of these articles that you're talking about is going to say temporary. I don't know if you're going to say it's going to say it here.
It's definitely going to say temporary, and that would be accurate. So, what happens is a New York federal judge on Tuesday temporarily blocked the state's mandate for the slab jab for medical workers. U.S. District Judge, I'm not going to say his name, issued an order temporarily barring the New York State Department of Health from enforcing or otherwise requiring compliance with the slab jab mandate, since it does not grant religious exemptions. Then it says a hearing for a preliminary injunction is slated for September 22nd. Right? Then it goes to say, press secretary to New York Governor Kathy Hochul told the press that the governor's office is considering all legal options, requiring vaccination of healthcare workers is critical to this battle. This order does not suspend the mandate, but it temporarily bars the Department of Health from enforcing the mandate where individuals have claims for religious exemptions. We are considering all of our legal options to keep our community safe, she continued. Now, I'm going to stop right there and say that what option do you have when you have a constitution that you're supposed to uphold? Now, we're not talking about the federal constitution. Even
Yeah.
though we could, we're talking about New York State's Constitution.
And might I add, just like they're viewing all of their legal options, so can you, right? On
Exactly.
a religious and a medical basis.
Exactly. And the whole basis of this is that you have right to freedom of religious um the freedom of religion.
Right.
You know
You
what I
have
mean?
to, you can be exempt because of your religious beliefs, right?
Right. Now there's other groups out here that I don't think are being pressured as much as others are.
Such
You know what I'm
as,
saying? I would say well, I don't even know if, let's say, the Jewish community is being pressured.
do you
You
really
know,
think they are?
I don't know. I don't know.
If I had to make a strong assumption, I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no.
Okay. All right.
How about the
that's
Amish?
right. You have the Amish who basically are doing what they're doing, and you have the so-called Indians who are living on
The
reservations,
reservations.
who are doing what they're doing. So are you telling me that their right to choice and their right to life and protection of their rights supersede the people in and around this country in the community?
How about the Mormons?
I don't know. That's another.
That's really based
that's
in
another
Utah.
one. You know, that's another one.
How-
But see, these are questions that we're asking because we may see it differently.
How about the, what are they called? The NOI?
Yeah, the NOI. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they're actually, presenting the case. You know, you got
Right.
the Hebrew Israelites. Who knows? They may be presenting a case.
Jehovah Witnesses. Because you
Jehovah's
know they're not
Witnesses.
allowed to even take blood.
You're right.
Um,
I mean, come on now. Come on.
My family, some of them are witnesses, and they tell me all the time, nope, is against, we cannot,
So-
against our religion.
There's a lot of questions here to really, when you really get down to it. There's a lot of questions that have to be answered because this situation of being pressured to comply, because
Right.
that's what's going on. We're being pressured to comply. They're saying you have a choice, but then
You'll be restricted.
you'll be restricted from doing any and everything out here.
Absolutely.
So what kind of choice is that? But we digress. It's all
I
good.
definitely digress.
You know
Let's
what I'm
stick
saying?
to it. So that's pretty much, we don't have to go into that. I don't know if you can go on Facebook for me and just play what I have sent you. There's a lot going on, and I like the perspective of which this guy kind of like got everything going on. So we want to play a little clip, and then I want you to give me your commentary about it, because I don't know if you heard, but there's a possibility that the National Guards are being deployed all over the states and all kind of stuff. There is definitely footage of fences going up in the Capitol. I don't know what that's all about. Like I stated earlier, I didn't even know they were taken down. I do know fences were there. I just didn't know they were taken down. Now they're going back up. So let's just play this clip, and let's see what we can gather from it. I really want you guys' opinion on it, if possible. Very interesting. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the people that's going to be listening later on. We do appreciate you guys. I guess they don't have to see me while they're watching this.
You are watching live as crews have begun rebuilding the Capitol fence here on Capitol Hill. I'm on Constitution Avenue. And these guys are bringing off section by section, and the fence goes back up. The crews arrived about 8 o'clock, and well, they went right to work, to be honest. And there are forklifts bringing pallets full of additional fencing units, and there's another set of trucks with giant Jersey barriers behind. It's coming back in preparation for the protests this weekend. There is a giant protest planned for this weekend in support of the prisoners from the January 6th protest, and they are putting the fences up in anticipation of this weekend's activities here in Washington, D.C. So these guys are pre-positioning sections of the fence up Capitol Hill, and then this big crew of minions in yellow are putting it together. Let's go see where this guy's going. I've been up and down this hill like 5 times already. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes too. So he's going up. Here comes another vehicle. We're seeing Capitol Police have ordered the fence back up on the Capitol, and the fencing crews are complying immediately. My backpack? I bought, oh, I got it in a Photoshop actually. This is live. It's about 9 o'clock here in Washington, D.C. The National Guard has not been activated. There you go, back up again. Back up?
Shot down there. I'm like wide angle so I can see the Capitol.
Oh, through the tree?
No, around the trees, Capitol and the end of the fencing there.
Oh, cool. Oh, we went and got a shot down here. Photographers are trying to have a hard time getting good photos.
Yeah, you guys. So basically, that is just like a little bit of what is going on in the Capitol. To my understanding, I don't think there's any event or anything happening, because usually if there is, then we would know about it, right? So I want to play another video that can kind of give you a perspective. We don't know if it's true or not, but let's see what this person have to say. This is something I was going to play at the end of the hour, but I guess we'll be doing it now. Let's see what's going on. Let's get this into a different perspective. There's a lot of helicopters flying around in Pittsburgh.
An unnamed source is about to decertify the 2020 presidential election.
You have to play that again.
This is more than coincidence.
Let it go.
ladies and
Let it go
gentlemen.
by.
It's about to get real. Just get prepared, because when it happens, you know shit's gonna pop off. Great news.
Shaka, put the thing on.
This is more than coincidence, you all.
Nintendo. Use her Nintendo.
Presidential election. This is more than coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get real. Just get prepared, because when it happens, you know shit's gonna pop off. Great news.
I haven't heard of that part where Trump is made a statement that a unknown source is going to decertify the 2020 elections. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Now, I did hear of the National Guards going to be in certain states, but I was under the impression when I read it that it would be to enforce the slabber jabber on the unvaccinated. So I don't know how true that is, but if there is National Guards that are going to be deployed and it's for this so-called decertified election, presidential election, then that's kind of interesting. All right, so I don't know what to make of this. I don't know how true it is, but once again, this is House of Harlem Studio, and y'all know we're always going to be digging for the truth. And sometimes it's just a freestyle. Sometimes it's a situation where we're going to look right here for ourselves to make sure that this stuff is accurate. I did not hear Trump speak about that, but if he did, I'll be waiting, Trump. And so for some, people are excited and would like for that to happen. And it doesn't necessarily mean that is the racist group that's backing him up, right? They claim the white nationalist and all this other things that are happening out there. But we're gonna dig a little bit more deeper into that. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Make sure that you guys write something in the comment section below. Let us know what's going on. You can always email us with information at houseofharlemtv@gmail.com. Our email will also be in the description box below. So with that being said, I really would like for my engineer to just Google President Trump mentions unknown source decertified for the election, for the 2020 elections. So, or something of that nature. But while he's looking that up, I don't know if you guys know young Pharaoh. For any one of you guys that don't know him, we would like to say that he is a teacher in the so-called conscious community who has been learning and teaching what he has been learning for a few years now. Some people do believe in his philosophy. He went viral when he broke down a lot that was going on with the government during the Rona, when Rona first started, along with the George Floyd's case and what that was all about. And he also spoke about it from a historian perspective. His video went viral. The information in that video was amazing. A lot of it we did cover ourselves, but the way his presentation and his PowerPoint was on point, and we agree with every word or most of what he said. What is the date on that? So, however, he's about to pull up the article, make sure that's what it is. However, young Pharaoh, along with I want to say the mother of his children, I don't think that they are married, recently have been going through it with their relationship, and they've been blasting it pretty much on social media. It's heartfelt for me because looking at it now, it may appear that he could be under the influence of something, maybe the shrooms, maybe lack of sleep, depression, but this breakup or this quarrel that he has had with the mother of his children really took a toll on him, and for the worst. The last video that I did see of him, outside of some videos of them going back and forth, and before I mention the last video I seen of him, I want to give a shout out to the mother of his children, Golden, for putting yourself aside and allowing him to see his children, obviously while you're there, because their safety is always first. It doesn't mean that he's going to harm his children, but it just means that he's not in the right state of mind and anything could happen. So as a mother, yes, I commend you for going and just shutting your page down in regards to anything bad that you are experiencing with him, right? So I really do commend you. Keep up the good work. There was a lot of women that really supported her in her decision. That was nothing but pure sisterly love. And I commend all of you women for showing her some love during her trying times, and also showing her brother some love during his trying times. She made mention that, she's not only her children was taken from a situation that was so healthy in the beginning, especially her youngest one, right? I mean, her first child. But in addition to that, just having a baby that's under 1 year old and dealing with postpartum, in addition with having to deal with the breakup for whatever reasons that she had to, deal with that. And in addition to also worrying about the one who she's loved, worrying about his health conditions. So she decided to not go publicly anymore and speak about what's going on, but rather go back, allow the children to be there. She had made mention that for anyone who was around him when he was on shrooms, the only thing that kind of settled him and calmed him down is when his children was around him. And that's amazing. That is amazing. So I do commend you, Golden. Make sure that you're safe. Make sure that the children are safe. But in addition to that, your decision was a great
He bugging. He bugging.
Now, with that being said, we do want to cover this story just a little bit. We don't want to go too deep into it. Would you like to explain?
Yeah. If the story is the way it is being advertised,
right,
then we definitely have to look at the importance of this brother getting some help, because nobody is, we're not here to kick anybody when they're down. Whatever is going on with
Absolutely
him,
not.
whatever his personal strife or his personal situation is, we sympathize with that in some ways, but
Absolutely.
you can't go and make some of the illogical actions that he's doing, because it doesn't look good. You created a brand for yourself, so now your brand is at stake because people are questioning, you know, your character.
If you were even authentic or not.
Right. They're questioning your character. You're going after your child's mother, you know. Whether the reason is good or not, take care of your personal business on your personal time. You know, I understand you feel yourself to be a public figure, and you are.
Absolutely.
You understand? But don't be sloppy like that, bro.
I want to make mention of something in regards to this situation. There's so many ways to analyze it from. A lot of people have took to social media to say that it was staged. At this point, with my observation in a few videos that I've seen with both of them, I don't think it's staged. I think that this brother is suffering some sort of mental breakdown, in addition to this wife, the children of his mother also being involved in this mental breakdown. You have a child, you're dealing with postpartum, you're dealing with a lot, along with someone that was a love of your life, and just your whole life is being ripped apart. There's a lot of things that she's going through. There's a lot of things that he's going through, and he's made mention of. Now, there are some things where he came live and he just went in about his childhood, about being raped as a young male, but it was from other children around his age. So he said no pun intended, but he do remember. He also made mention that, Golden, you were right about one thing. I do give you that. He also, the last video and the last straw for me is when he called the aunt of his inquiring about his cousin. So this is the mother of his cousin asking where she's at and making it appear that the mother the aunt does not care about her daughter's whereabouts. The aunt made mention to him several times that I do know where she's at. He asked for his number and she said she wouldn't give it to him. But she asked him, was he okay? She told him he wasn't okay. And then she asked him, was he getting enough sleep? He cursed at her and said, I don't want to hear that. I've been sleeping at the same time all the time. Clearly, this brother is having some sort of breakdown. Does it justify his actions and what he do? Maybe some people will take that as a justifying. Not to mention, outside of the mother of his children, it is mentioned that he is around people that he hasn't been around. That's very dangerous for someone who has notoriety that he has gotten to, right? He's actually been on the Nick Cannon show. There's been some situations where Nick Cannon decided not to play his whole full interview for whatever reasons. I don't know what's going on with that, but he has definitely worked hard to get to where he was. And this is just a prime example of how being known can go wrong. Being known, if you're not guarded and surrounded by the right people, can really make you or break you. And it's unfortunate because I have personally witnessed his growth and his information. I may have not agreed with everything, but clearly you started to see his arrogance, and you started to see him transition to something else, to where he thought he was better than everything. And when you don't center yourself, that's a problem. There's nothing wrong with being confident, but when you become cocky, that's an issue. The mother of his children did make a statement that, she don't know this person, she don't know what's going on. But, and I'm pretty sure that she might have did a few things to him that hurted him. But he made mention live. He made this mention live that he had intercourse he lied to her. He made mention that he lied to her. Yes, he said, I lied to you. I did fuck the other bitch. So that is what caused, along with some other things that caused their breakup. Once again, even if this young woman does decide to go back with him, please don't bash her. Do not bash her. Support her. Make sure that you tell her to stay safe and so forth. I don't know what's going on with Pharaoh and his family, but it clear as day that, his aunt sounds very well spoken. His aunt sounds very concerned. His aunt was not going to be, made sure she hung up on him because he was being disrespectful and cursing after she told him not to do that to her. She, we just, at least for me, and he's around people that he don't know, at least for me, if Golden is okay health-wise and physically, I feel like she's the best person to go in there and try to get this brother some help, because clearly he do love her. He do love her. His reactions to the breakup was not good, and I wish the both of you well. I wish I could get in contact with young Pharaoh. Hopefully, I'll try my best to reach out to him my damn self to just kind of, find out if he's okay and get the help. But so in the meantime, I say support them, support them, support them, support those people. He's very young and he's going through a lot, and it's not easy.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. So now, back to this other thing. Cause they about to get all this smoke.
They're about to get the smoke, yo.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So
They're
now,
about to get the smoke.
The former President Trump,
Uh-oh.
Some say current President Trump, but that's for another
Pull
discussion.
myself up.
You know what I mean?
What? What they talking
Friday
about?
he had an interview,
This Friday.
and last Friday that passed.
Okay.
So what happened is he told his interviewer that he believes the November 3rd situation will be decertified. These end quote. This is a quote from him. He didn't offer a time frame when he believes it might occur.
So an unknown source, and the video that we watched, he said an unknown source. It can't be unknown. It's only the courts can decertify something like that, right? But anyway, maybe that person just spoke out of turn. But
the court, no, they're talking. This is an interview that they had with him, so they're not.
No, I'm talking about the video we just played, not what you're reading now.
Oh,
I don't know if you paid attention to
the helicopters
right.
and all of that.
I don't know if you paid
Right.
attention to what he
Right.
said, but he said an unknown source. However, it doesn't matter. We're not going to emphasize on that.
Right.
I digress.
Right.
Let's get to it.
So then, he decried Joe Biden's handling of the Afghanistan exit, which left the nation in the control of the Taliban, a terrorist group known for its brutality towards women, as well as Biden's decision to leave behind approximately $85 billion in military equipment. Then further, Trump said the Biden regime handed them a list of everybody and addresses where they are, meaning Americans and allies. I think this will be a September 11th of great sorrow.
Oh.
End quote from
September
Trump.
11th.
Then it says, who are these people that would do that? They handed them a list of people, said Trump in this interview. It's not even believable. Of the Taliban's regaining control over Afghanistan, Trump remarked, quote, "It's very unfair to all the people that died in Afghanistan. After all these years, they're far advanced than where they were 20 years ago. It's a great embarrassment," end quote. So he's like really elaborating and giving detailed opinions, because this is his. Some of it is his opinion. Some of this is based off of intel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Everyone is here to grow and evolve, right? So you don't expect any country to stay complacent in, whatever technologies they have or whatever is happening. So yeah, I mean, they should have, especially if our troops was all they've been there for years. They haven't moved. I'm pretty sure they learned
Listen,
something
they've been
from
there
us.
for years. Some guys probably made families out
Right?
there. And all
Let
that.
them beat it up
You know what
over
I'm
there
saying?
with
Niggas
them
done shot up the
ladies
club,
with the hijabs. You know what I'm
mean?
saying? Told them what's
Man,
going on over
speaking-
here.
Niggas is out there getting it in.
You know what I'm
In
saying?
many ways.
Learning our technology and stuff like that. So I don't think that statement is far fetched, right?
It really isn't. It really isn't.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? These cats is, But the basis of this whole conversation was really for him to kind of elaborate on what he thought about the election situation. And
He's not letting out for
he-
this damn election,
he
boy,
really
I
ain't
tell
letting
you.
up because, I mean, numbers don't lie. People
Numbers
do.
don't.
You know what I'm saying? So when you claim to have 81 million votes and you could barely get 2,000 people to show up to a rally, those numbers really are kind of they different. You know what I'm saying?
I do
And
remember
the American people are not that naive, man.
Do you think so?
We're
I
not
think
just
they
buying
are.
it. Some people are.
I think so, but
Some
in the
people
whole,
really
in the
are.
whole, I don't think we are. I think
Exactly.
the media
Exactly.
is pushing out that people don't know, but I think we're more smarter than that. I want to say we're more intelligent than that. So
We're
this
way more
interview really
intelligent
did
than that.
happen, and President Trump did state that this is going to happen. Now, you guys seen the video. Y'all seen the video. We showed it to you guys. They are having, like this man said, the National Guards are being deployed. Gates are going up. We showed you the video of that. Are y'all aware of any event that happened? Because I'm not. Do you know of anything that's happening? Any press conference that's happening? Do you know of anything that's supposed to be happening? Because it's very interesting how gates are going up. I don't think you should take this lightly. I think that we should all do our research and look into that because why is that happening? So if
Right.
something is about to go
Right.
down, is for us to research and be in preparation for it. Okay, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely
What-
a lot to be said about this, man.
A lot.
Lot
So
to be
moving on, as
read.
we're gonna do some research and get back to you guys, there was a protest here in New York City. What is very interesting to me, I really honestly felt when it came to the information that's being put out about the Rona, about the slabber jabber, and about the truths, right? Because at this point, I'm not going to say it's someone's opinion or we got this information from a blog. We've actually went on the FDA website. We actually went on CDC websites to read this information to you. So at this point, it's what it is, right? Versus us looking at Fauci and listening to what he has to say on a newscast or interview. He can say whatever he wants, but it's what's written on paper that is what speaks value. What is the truth? So let me give you a little story of my own. You know, school started September 13th here in New York City, and the first day was hectic. Children definitely, they've been through a lot. They want to go to school, which is really a really beautiful thing for me. That's how much they miss it. They want to go to school, and parents feel like they should. And I definitely would, want my children to be happy and go and learn whatever they can. Because at the end of the day, I teach my children. Outside of that, I keep it real with them. So I do my own thing. But for the most part, they want to be around their peers and at least learn the basic fundamentals of reading and reading comprehension. First day, hectic. Every day you have to kind of like sign in on the Board of Education to this app to make sure that your child didn't have a fever for the day. It's a screening. It's an app screening that has to be done daily per child before entering into the building. In addition to that, you have to be screened to get into the building. I believe it said you had to be vaccinated as well. All visitors must be vaccinated. So if a parent is coming to pick up their child, do they have to be vaccinated? That's a whole nother story. Children have to wear their mask. Okay? I have a child that's in junior high school. So he says, if you don't have your mask on, you cannot look directly at someone. You have to look straight. They have to wear their mask when they're playing in the schoolyards. And if you feel like you can't breathe because you're running around, you know how the oxygen is going, then you have to go into the corner of the schoolyard outside to take your mask off to breathe for a little while, then go back to playing. Okay? Day 2. You got day 2, because you already know that supposedly Pfizer was approved by the FDA, which we're finding out the NIH, we don't know if it's true or not. We got to do some more research on that. Is kind of the people who gives the FDA the yay or nay on certain things in regards to certain slabberjabbers. So tell me why that there is, in this particular school, right outside the school, there is a city bus where you can go right then and there and get vaccinated. Tell me why. Every day they're out there. This going hard at this point just proves that a lot of people may not be complying. You know, it's very interesting to me. A lot of people may not be complying. You know, and this is my last story of this school experience. Day 2. We're only day 2 in. Tomorrow will actually be day 3. Why did the teacher hand the students, this is the older students, because you know 13 and up can take the vaccine, 13 and up. Why did they give the students a paper and said to the students, make sure your parents sign this? I'm going to repeat, make sure your parents sign this. Do you know, I really want to post this form up. I'm going to post this form up. If you guys follow me on House of Harlem TV on Instagram, and if you follow me just Instagram, I'm not going to give you my personal on my Facebook. But let me explain something to you. The form is for you to fill out for them to get vaccinated. For completely. Not if you want to, you're filling out. Yes, I want them to be vaccinated. This is what I want. Do they have any illnesses that we should know about? The form is nothing but for vaccinations. For your child to get vaccinated. To get the slabberjabber. Excuse me, I'm supposed to be speaking in code. And on the back of it, tell me why, because they can only take Pfizer, right? Tell me why it says, now this form is coming from the city itself. So at this point, they have all the accurate information. All the accurate information should be on this form. Tell me why it says that Pfizer is still under the emergency, what is it called? Emergency use authorization. I'm going to post the front and the back of this flyer. Now, God knows this has been approved for 2 weeks in before school even started. They just came up with this form, right? Why on earth do it still have that? Why do it have it on the paper? Not still. This paper was created just recently. Why do they have that? And Pfizer was supposed to be approved. So, as we stated a few shows ago, that we read directly from the FDA. Am I correct? Or maybe it was at the Sunday Bill. Commodity or whatever the name of this new name is. They said Pfizer was approved, but they changed its name. Yeah. But they're tricky with their words. You got to really catch these words. You got to really catch these words. Not to mention, I have some other news. FDA, no, it was the CDC had kind of went live on Zoom. And they posted some things that they kind of posted real quick and took off, but I screenshotted it, of all the side effects. And I'm going to show you them. No, yes, I am. But go ahead, read your article, God.
Okay. Uh, all right. What's being reported around the internet is Biden's mandate could collapse trucking supply lines, leading to instant shortages of food, fuel, and medicines.
This is very true.
So this is something that you want to pay attention to. Stay
Stacked up.
aware and stay up to date to what's going on with these things.
And be prepared. Please tell them, be prepared.
Yeah, and definitely be prepared. You want to be out ahead of this thing as opposed to in the fray when things are going, crazy.
Right.
Then it says, remember in 2019 when Fauci said that masking and social distancing for viruses was paranoia.
We played that. We played those. We played a
Urging
whole.
healthy eating and exercise instead.
Absolutely.
What changed his mind?
We
I
played little
wonder.
snippets of the things that he said in regards to this, and then later on, he's saying something else.
Yeah, he know how to. Yo, man, I'm telling you, he would have gave Fred Astaire a run for his money, boy, because he tap danced like a motherfucker.
Do you have the video up? The video of the week where Biden is talking about hurricane and vaccine and all in one breath? Should we show the people this? It's very important for them to hear your good old president and what he has to say. I want you to take me off the air too for a minute, because I just want them to see this by themselves real quick. I'm gonna take a rest. I'm gonna take a break, but I want you guys to see this.
Oh, baby.
Yes.
Okay, hold up. I'm going to do this. Hold up. Let me do this here.
I want you to do that, and then we also going to take a quick break and play Drop Top Slim's new single. Very classy, very sexy,
Yeah, we're gonna.
and we want you to push and promote this video. Is amazing.
Yeah. So
Let's play this video.
let me hold up. Let me find this video first. Let me find it because this is definitely
And at this point,
worthy of discussion.
we'll continue to cover what's going on, but at this point, I think is irrelevant. I've stopped trying to convince people. Put it that way. I've stopped trying to convince people a long time ago, but at this point, if you guys don't see that something is fairly wrong with these people's approach in the slabber jabber, I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. Never in history have these people been concerned about our health, let alone so much that's going on, the crime rate. Oh, and not to mention, right, unemployment is no longer in use anymore. The PP loans and all of these things are no longer in use, and simultaneous people are being evicted from their homes. All right, New York, a good hand of people have moved out from downtown. You just have the people who can't afford to move that's still here, and even with that, there are a lot of people who are moving to other states. We can't take this anymore. I am one that was going to be out here pretty soon. But the whole point is, these people have never had your best interest at hand for anything. We are still dealing with, I'll say, white supremacy to some extent. We're still dealing with so much that's going on, right? You know how many shootings that has been done by the police, and yet, after the George Floyd situation, right? I understand that there is black on black crime, but there's other crimes being committed in other communities. Don't get it twisted. Once again, we're always the focal point of all the BS. But anyway, just play this and please bleep me out. I'm sorry. All right, let me know. I'm letting them know what's going on while you're getting things together.
Oh, and I'm gonna pull this up too. Did y'all niggas see what the fuck these people was wearing on them VMAs? That shit was a fucking costume show.
On the VMAs?
Yes.
And the
niggas was wildin'.
And the recent backlash that Nicki Minaj got for 2 of her tweets is beyond me. Trinidad literally had a conference meeting. They are coming for Nicki Minaj. So this is what I mean by celebrities. Things have to be done in unison at this point because the pressure is real. This woman, I mean, they are coming for Nicki because of a statement she made. Can you believe that? A press conference in Trinidad because of what she said. Where they do that at? She got that much power?
This shit crazy.
Okay, say no more.
Shit crazy. This shit crazy.
Anyway, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen to your good old president and what he had to say. And I'm waiting for the reasons or excuses that you would give to him. If you don't see that there is an underlying agenda outside of your health, because they don't give a 2 crap about your health, then something's wrong. I mean, this is really, I know I've made mention of putting up certain videos and this is the indoor be-all in regards to this bull crap, but this is really and truly your president. This is really and truly the indoor be-all. All right, this is where you know that these people got something else going on.
Yeah, this shit
okay,
crazy.
We got a video talking about the CRISPR therapy. All right, which creates human design. I'm not going to even get into that right now. It's probably too deep. It's too deep for me to even fathom, so I don't even know. But which happens to be in this new Slabba Jabba. All right? Let's get to it.
L.
Yes.
Let me be clear.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
If you're in a state where hurricanes often strike, like Florida or the Gulf Coast or into Texas, a vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now.
I'm so damn confused.
Everything is more complicated if you're not vaccinated and a hurricane or a natural disaster hits.
Well, of course.
That makes perfect sense. What a nice man.
That was totally worth the drive.
You guys.
Can't make that
Come
one
on.
up.
Make that make sense to me. I'll wait. And y'all, and this is what you call an administration. This is who you are choosing to make sound decisions for you and your country. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Am I on a break right now? Are you kidding me? Like, how do you make that up? What do being vaccinated have to do with in the event a hurricane comes? Like, what? Like, I'm just trying to figure this out. How does that happen?
The best way to protect yourself in the event of a hurricane is to go get vaccinated.
You know what? That's one voice that you can't mimic for some reason. You do the Indians, you do the Asians.
I'll get it sooner or later.
I don't know. That one is
I gotta
just
just
it's
listen to
too
him a
evil
little.
for you really to get it, I think.
I just got to listen to him long enough. I'll get him.
Right. So my thing is, okay, enough is enough. Okay? There's something more happening here that we can't really overstand, and it's not for us to overstand. But at this point, they're telling you that the unvaccinated needs to get vaccinated, although the vaccinated is not protected, so the unvaccinated still needs to get vaccinated to protect the vaccinated. And if the vaccinated got vaccinated, then why would they need protection from the unvaccinated? Do you see is this making any sense? And you got people
Making my eyes
on
cross.
social media
My eyes are crossing right now. I can't. I'm trying to straighten them out.
coming at me. Well, good luck to you. It's only until your relative or your family member gets sick from Rona that. But I knew that person had underlying illness. I had a heart condition. Okay, I had someone that is an actual damn nurse. Okay, who got it, never got the slabber jabber, and is doing very fine. And might I add, without knowing that it was, I got sick way before this started. I really honestly think that this thing was out a long time ago, way before it started. So don't come for me. I want to play this video that is going to talk about this CRISP therapy that's going to blow your mind. But we want to go on a break. We want you guys to look at this sexy video with Drop Top Slim. And I want you guys to please hit that like button on his page. I want you also to support his music. He's coming out. He's dope. He got great content. And hopefully we'll be interviewing him soon. If not today, another day. You want to play it? Can I get up now? I'm sorry? Okay. Well, excuse me, guys. I'm playing with my eyes and stuff like that. But I really want to talk about something. I want to play something. We're going to have to stop and pause it to give our commentary. But it is what it is. You can read. Shout out to the chat. We want to read some stuff that they're speaking about in there. What do you guys think about this so-called president and what he had to say in regards to the hurricane? I don't even want to laugh. It's just it's beyond me. What do you guys think about Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj came out and said that she will not be attending the Met Gala because there is a vaccine requirement. She hasn't done her research yet. So if she do take the vaccine, it would be for her research instead of doing it to go to the Met Gala. She got crazy backlash from that, okay? Crazy backlash from that. Then she took to tell, so she spoke about that. Where did I say I want for you not to take it? Where did I say this? Where did I say that? I just said I need to do my personal research. She yet again tweeted that her cousin's friend took the slabber jabber and has issues with his testicles because of it. OMG. That caused a whole freaking conference with the government of, I believe, Trinidad. I kid you not. A whole conference. And a doctor tweeted, and I'm paraphrasing, Nicki Minaj we had to do a whole conference because of Nicki Minaj and her misinformation about her cousin's friend having testicle issues, and this is why she's not the queen and Cardi B is. Oh my God, they done tweeted that. Let me explain to you something. this is a clear, once again, indication that if you are even dare speak against this is an issue. And last I was told, right, y'all want to you, although I know better, although I know everything about the 14th Amendment, know about the Constitution, know about sovereignty, knowing about being a natural person, that's a whole nother story. Y'all claim this is a free country. So my question is it really free? Is this country really, really free? I'll wait. You know, I thought you were free to say whatever you wanted to say, right? Respectfully. Is it really free? Now, they're coming for this woman. It's nothing new for her. She's always had her issues with certain people, but it was mainly in the industry. But now this is a whole actual freaking government, a whole country coming from her. Talking about misinformation. No, if the nigga testicles is done after the fact of him taking the slapper jab, but the testicles is done. Do they know who she's referencing? Do they know that person's situation? No. Obviously, she has more intel information about what happened. And for me, if anyone is going to take it, I would say document your health before taking it, so you can clearly see if something's wrong, right? That's what it is. Anyhow, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion right now. So with that being said, I need y'all commentary on that. We done got free French fries. We done got free lotto tickets. We done got a free dating app, all right? We have got free ketchup damn near, and now $100 incentive for taking it. So since when? They didn't do it for any other situation. So many bad situations. They didn't even do this for white supremacy or racism. So why now? Why give us all this free stuff now for this particular situation? And once again, they're saying that the Delta variant, the Delta strand is even more stronger than the first strand. What, they're opening up the schools. They're saying that children are safe, but then they still want children 13 and up to take the damn thing. The inconsistency is unreal. It's unreal. Listen, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'm gonna keep continuing to do the who, what, when, why, and how situation. I am not going to sit here and pretend I'm stupid. I'm not going to sit here and not use my brain. Nicki Minaj is clearly using her brain, and that's right, sis. I co-sign your message, and I got your back. Point blank and period. I do appreciate you stepping up and against the grain and speaking your truth. That's all you did.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a caller based off of the comment that was made about Nicki Minaj. Someone has some insight, not insight. What they have is their opinion about people out there. You know what I'm saying?
All right, do that. I gotta take a break so you can close me out. What's the caller? Okay, go ahead. Close me out.
Let me let's do this here, and then let's do this here. Okay. So we got a call on the line, everybody. You know, if you you can state your name and then make your statement, caller.
Oh, my name is Bay. All right. Well, I just want to comment on the fact that the host said that she thought this was a free country and Nicki Minaj can say what she want. No, Nicki Minaj can't say what she want when she a part of that Devil's Clan, that Illuminati clan. You know, when you up there with the percenters, the 1%ers, you can't say what you want because you under their control. You know, look what happened to Lil Baby. He said something that was his opinion, and they damn near killed his career. So you can't You cannot say what you want when you up there and you sold your soul to the devil. You got to say what they want you to say, when they want you to say it, and do it when they want you to do it. That's how it got to be. She knows she was wrong for coming out making those comments. She should have stayed in the shadows and left it alone. Because now they coming for her.
So you said you think they're coming for Nikki now?
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna. There's definitely gonna be some repercussions behind her statement that she made, especially if she's saying that some individual had some problems with their testicles after taking a shot, and she don't have no facts to that or any medical proof that it happened like that, or that's the reason why his scrotum or his testicles was hurting. She's definitely gonna be in a lot of trouble. You know, you're gonna see a downslide. You know, you might not hear about her doing any shows, too many shows. People gonna start unbooking her, but she got enough money where she can survive off of it. You know, she can survive this hit. The same thing happened. Let me give you a good example. The same thing happened to your boy Cuba Gooding. You know, Cuba Gooding was out there doing all this crazy stuff for years, and they were protecting him. They kept it in the shadows. As long as he was making money for him, as long as he was marketable, and they could still cash in or for that black man's labor. You know what I'm saying? They kept everything he did in the shadows. When he started to fall and his marketability started to decline, they let him go out there and destroy himself. You see what I'm saying? So now Cuba Gooding, he can't get a job nowhere in their Hollywood. He can't even get a job in a C-class movie. Okay? Because, he done. They let him destroy himself. Because his marketability and his relevance is over. Another person you got to look at that did like that, Chris Tucker. They slammed him pretty good. So, when you want to be a part of that clan, you know what I'm saying? You got to say what they want you to say when they want you to say it and how they want you to say it. You just can't say what you want to say. You're not free anymore. You under that slave market name now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get that. I kind of get that. It's real strange about how they're doing all of this, and
Yeah, well, you gotta look at Tupac back when Tupac was out there and they was trying to get him to do things. You're like, man, I'm not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? How I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to say that, but anyway, how they try to persuade him to be a part of that group, and he didn't want to be a part of that group. 50 Cent, same thing. They try to persuade him to be a part of that group. He said, look, I'm not doing nothing. As soon as he said, I'm not doing nothing, what happened to 50? Everything.
What you mean as far as 50? I don't understand that one.
Well, 50 Cent was propositioned by somebody. I'm not going to say what it was, but, and he was like, I'm not a part of that. I'm not going to be a part of that. As soon as he said he didn't want to comply to what they wanted, they tried to destroy his career. Do you get what I'm saying? His marketability. But he took it upon himself. Say, listen, I ain't going to let y'all do this to me. I'm going to start my own. I'm going to go a different direction with this thing. And, that's what he did. He started making movies about BMF. He started making the Power series. He started doing a lot of things outside of their box. You see what I'm saying?
Do you really think that it was outside of their box? Because they control that area of things too. You know what I'm saying? They got control in that realm, like the little TV shows and all that other stuff. Even when you talk about Netflix and Hulu and all of that, they kind of control that too. Maybe not as much. Maybe these people are not a part of these people. Yeah, nobody really knows.
You gotta figure out which marketability he's in, what market he's in. You know what? Who's the producer, the executive producer? He's not part of Viacom. Viacom owns almost everything. Okay? Mm-hmm. VH1, that show with your boy, what's his name? Jesus Christ. Where they be rapping and be snapping on each other.
Oh, Wildin' Out.
Wildin' Out. He was a part of that group, and he said something, and they took him away, snatched him away, and all of a sudden now he's hosting Masked Singer. He's doing this, he's doing that. So he must have said, okay, y'all bow down. You know what I'm saying? Because he back, Wildin' Out is back.
They said you got to come in this room and do a couple of these favors over here.
Mm-hmm.
Want that bag back. Got to come back.
Exactly. So
got to come grab some sacks.
And the funny thing is, listen, he's not even on. He's on Fox now. He's not even with Viacom no more. He's on Fox. He's with the Fox network now.
Who is?
You see what I'm saying? The
Nick
boy
Cannon.
from Wildin' Out.
He's down with Fox now?
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, the Masked Singer's on Fox, right?
I believe so.
on
He's
ABC.
not with the same network, no.
He's not with the same network. I'm telling you. This is a monopoly inside a monopoly.
Because I think that he's in court fighting for it now, which is kind of very interesting to me because he's been in the game too much to not have his paperwork correct.
Exactly. And now he got to flip the script and go to somebody else, to another network, or to another marketing division, right? And Viacom owns almost everything. Everything. Okay?
And not only that, he cannot be as vocal and as free as he wants to on this platform because
he can't say what he want to say. Anytime he want to say it, he got to be careful how he speak, what he speak about, who he's speaking it to. You know, right. You have to be. You know, look at Wesley Snipes, brother. Look what happened to Wesley Snipes. Man, millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. He only owed the IRS a couple of million. He left and went to Africa. They told him some wrong information. They claim it was wrong information.
So you think that's what's going on with Nicki Minaj right now? Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys. You can read. Some people are writing in response as to what he's saying. So you can read that to him in a little while. Let me ask you a question. So now Nicki Minaj, she's having a really hard, she's getting a lot of backlash. And it's very interesting to me because I didn't think she had that type of power for the Trinidad government to actually have a conference because of what she tweeted. Don't you think that's kind of odd?
Well, they was backing her. You got to understand, she claimed to be Trinidadian, West Indian. Okay, she's from that. She representing the whole country, that whole island. She representing all them people because she's in the forefront. She's on the top echelon. Right. So she's got high marketability. Put it that way. Her market is vast. So and the people are getting, the country is getting a lot of attention because of her. You know, like the other Jamaican girl. What's her name? Rihanna. You see what I'm saying? Because of her name and her marketability and what she's bringing in, that country is benefiting from her. Tourism, whatever it may be, they benefited from her, right? The name, the person who they are, and she knew that she was an ambassador for them. So
or maybe she forgot, or she wanted to be bold enough. But if we get to see firsthand how celebrities have to be extremely mindful of what they say. This happened to the baby recently on a statement that he made, and even with Fat Joe recently calling Little Mo and Vita crack bitches, or I'm paraphrasing.
Right. Not only that, Little Nas. Now this is really just driving me nuts with this one. This man Little Nas came out of nowhere. Got a hit record, right?
Right.
In the market. Then he comes out with a dress on. a full dress. And I was like, is this a part of the game or something? This can't be real.
When you look at the VMA Awards.
This dude been in the closet that many years, and boom, did they tell him to do that? Like they told my man from Love and Hip Hop to walk around with a dress on? I don't know. You got your boy that went to the Lakers walking around with a dress.
Westbrook?
With a skirt and Westbrook walking around with a white skirt on, heels.
Oh, he had heels on? I didn't see the heels.
So it's this is you gotta do what they tell you to do. Maybe James said, listen, man, you want to be a part of this winning team? Put on that skirt and them heels and go out there and take a picture. Come on, what kind of nonsense is that?
Well, the people going to say that's not nonsense. That's just because they're claiming that the LGBT community.
Right, they're chasing it back. But listen, he's promoting this to the young children. He's promoting the confusion to the young men and women out there. I talk about little kids from that can start understanding at the age of 3 all the way up to about 12, 13, 14. He's confusing these people, these individuals. I mean, I have nothing against a person being who they say they want to be, but you don't influence young people like that. You don't give them an opportunity to develop their own sense of who they are, and they're looking at you like, really?
Well, that's where we have to, we have to have these conversations, and we shouldn't be censored from these conversations. So you have the LGBT community out there protesting for their rights and their things like that. But what happens is the heterosexual community somehow gets demoted. But what they're trying to, what they don't understand, that this is not about your sexual preference. No one shouldn't have any issue with what your sexual preference is about pushing an agenda onto the children at a very young age, when they shouldn't be worried. They should just be told, whoever it is, make sure you be kind to them. That's so simple. And if they come across someone who looks like a girl but it feels like a boy, and they ask them, the person can just say, I feel like a boy. That's so simple. I mean, outside of just the general social status of the children, outside of the children socializing amongst each other, there should be any other conversation outside of that. I mean, even for heterosexual couples, shouldn't be kissing and having sex in front of children. Now, for some reason, heterosexual got demoted because now you have a unisex bathroom, right? So it's like, all right, if that's what you want and you're unisex, you want that bathroom, I'm all for it. But what happened to us who just want, a male and female bathroom? Why they couldn't have all three accommodated? But somehow we got demoted for that. And it's confusing.
Well, you know what? You got to go back farther than that. You know what I mean? It started, and I ain't got no disrespect with nothing. It started with Me Too, how they pushed that agenda on people. This been happening, that been happening. I mean, it's like a lot of people, they want to hang around these celebrities and do what these celebrities do, and then they act like they don't know what's behind them closed doors, when they do know what's behind them closed doors. They know what they do. They know what their activities are, but they try to play like they don't. So years down the line, they want to just cash in on that bag. So do you think if Nas X didn't have a hit record, that he would be doing some stuff like this? Nope. It wouldn't be that important. It's because he's marketable. He could make them a lot of money.
I think that some people are naive.
That's right.
I think that some people are naive, because I know for myself, I fall into that category. I want to be successful, and whatever I don't want to be limited on my success, but at the same time, I don't know what is going on or what's transpiring. I'm hearing things, and that's all I can look out for, but I don't know what is what when being amongst these people. I do know I want to be around the greats of the greats. I want to, nobody wants to be in poverty. Nobody wants to be around people who don't know how to conduct themselves, or, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Well, you know what it is. Or we'll just go back to Tony Cruz. Look what happened to Tony Cruz. He claimed that somebody touched him inappropriately. He went out
Who's Tony
public with it.
Cruz?
Look at Tony Cruz. He lost his job on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He lost his other job. He lost the TV show. He lost everything because he spoke out. What you say? Yeah, he lost.
Oh, what
everything.
happened with him? And what happened to him?
Somebody came in the party when he and they touched his genitals.
It did happen, but by him saying it cost him his job and his livelihood.
And they said to him, "Yo, check this out. This is what."
He lost the host again.
Yeah, and this is what they told him.
Something that happened that actually was true.
Wow.
They said they said to him, like, you don't know what goes on behind these closed doors in here.
Oh, that
You're
was a
part of
statement
this
they
group
made?
now. You gotta, when you were part of that upper echelon group, you gotta keep your mouth shut. Just take it and keep it moving. But I'm not taking nothing. I'm not keeping nothing. They destroyed it. They destroyed him. His marketability is gone. You know, his relevance is out the window. He's just blackballed, straight out blackballed.
I just have one question for you, Mr. Bay. That's what you said your name is, right? I hope I.
Yeah, Bay.
Okay.
Bay.
One question: in this entertainment world, who is actually in control of that? Who's actually in control?
The people that are in control in the entertainment world is the ones who have the power to make the movies and sign the contracts with you. Okay, production companies, right? Your manager, he can go but so far with it. You talking about the people that own the TV shows like ABC, CBS, Viacom, Parliament. What's that other group out there?
I'm not sure.
Disney, Marvel, all of them people that has the one percenters is up there that have been in power for all these years.
Right.
You know, the only thing they do is pass it to generation so they can stay in control.
So it's a conglomerate. Is a conglomerate of businesses or corporations.
A conglomerate of the one percenters, the Rockefellers. Think about it like the Rockefellers in the what's the other ones? The
Bilderberg. Those are one of the families that I do hear of a lot. Yes.
Murdoch. Got people like that. People that they can't touch. You can't touch those people. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out. Now that we're talking about this stuff here, we have what's considered to be breaking news. It says R&B singer Monica claims she could have been a bigger star and wealthier woman if she agreed to sacrifice herself like other people.
Okay, before we read on to that, can you please shout out to the chat? Let's see if they have any commentary in regards to what Mr. Bay had recently mentioned.
Yeah,
I would
let me read
appreciate
some comments
and
in the
Mr.
chat real
Mr.
fast
Bay
and see what's happening.
he can answer questions.
I mean, a lot of people was pretty much co-signing
What he was saying. Okay.
Yeah, Crazy World said that's true. Afisha said, "Don't be surprised if Nicki disappear and return looking like a clone like Gucci Mane."
Mr. Bay, that's hilarious.
One more thing I want to tell y'all. Let's take it. Let's take this with a grain of salt. You got your boy, the comedian. What's his name? That had that show.
Kevin Hart.
No, what's his name? You
Dave Chappelle.
What you say? Yeah, David Chappelle. This man, now this is no joke now. I met Dave Chappelle, we talk, I know him, through other people. This man said he refused to take $50 million from Viacom because they want him to sell his soul, his person, his body, his whole soul, his body, everything to them. You're going to do what we say, when we going to do it, how we want you to do it. If we want you to go in there and do something real crazy, you're going to do it. If you don't do this and blah, 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 we're going to dead you. He left $50 million. He said, listen, the money wasn't even worth it. Okay, when you got a man that runs away from $50 million, okay,
Right. Now,
and
with that
he
being,
said because they trying to tell him that he has to do some crazy stuff. He said, I'm not with none of that.
absolutely. So let me ask you a question. You know, being that you mentioned him now, he about 2 years ago he came on, and he came on live to speak about how, you know, what he went through, and him being patient that his show, I guess, was syndicated or was or put back on, or was an offer was made, and he got even more money. Do you? It was put into syndication
because now you can look at the Dave Chappelle show on certain channels like The Real or the VH1 channels, or it comes on at night. They're running it again, you know, and but still he's not at that level. He made a deal with them where he got a little bit more money than he's supposed to because he probably sold his rights to his stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Once you sell your rights, that's it. It's over.
Okay.
He's back in the Laugh Factory doing Laugh Factory skits, you know, House of Blues skits, doing little things like that. He's not doing real big things like he was doing before, but he's satisfied. You know, you listen, you can have it. Give me what you gonna give me, and I'll go on about my business. But you know, with that comes with an agreement.
Absolutely.
Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing about us, and keep it moving.
In regards to this pandemic and the slabber jabber, if you know what I mean, because we're using certain terms so that we don't, you know, get taken off. But do you feel like, I mean, well, not feel, because you know a lot of celebrities, but do you think that a lot of celebrities sign a contract, and even with this slabber jabber rollout, that they are being told to go on and say, hey, take it, shouldn't show the, you know, population that you took it? Do you think that that's part of the deal, or did they do that on their own?
No, I think that's a part of the deal. It's a part of the community service thing. You know, you go out and because it is a community message, right?
Right.
It's a media message, and they're working for the media. So a part of their contract is to go out and sell things to people. You got Samuel Jackson, who's always doing the "What's in Your Wallet" commercial. You know, you got all these. You got
what's his name? Vax that thing up. If you big pharma, want you vax that thing
doing
up.
The Allstate commercials all the time,
right?
Getting blown up, and turning into a basketball or a statue. You know, you got all these different celebrities who sign these different endorsement deals because, in order for them to keep the same level of living standard going. And if
Absolutely.
they don't do it, they're gonna lose a lot. They're gonna lose a lot. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if Nikki started going downhill really fast. I mean,
it seems like it. It seems like that she's going to have to fight really hard, and probably the only way I can see her getting out of it if she go and say that she got vaccinated and vaccinations are safe. That's the only way.
Still, she's not going to fully recover from that because she scarred the governmental organization departments plan. She scarred them, and not only did she scar them, she scarred other countries, other provinces, and people that she has like almost 100 million 50 million followers or some crazy stuff like that.
Right.
She damaged the credibility of the governmental organization department. You know, she damaged them.
It's unfortunate.
Really bad.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate because now her marketing abilities is going to be on a really decline. You know, a real decline. She might have them loyal fans that might still follow her, and she makes some money out there on live concerts. But other than that, I think she's going to lose a lot. You know, some endorsements, a lot of stuff. She's going to lose a lot.
I think that she may also be banned from even coming over there, or will not even be comfortable going over there at this point.
Yeah, but she would have to go meet with President Joe Biden and let him stick 3 needles in her arm. on national TV.
Right. Wow. Wow.
You know,
Yeah,
straight up,
that's
she would have to take the first two and the three at the same, and the third one at the same time. You
right.
know, yeah, 'cause she made a terrible mistake. She should have just kept her mouth shut.
Right. She
You know?
should have. She should have. I agree because I commend her, and I for trying, but at this point, this is not a situation where you should one man army is not gonna really help nothing. So it was best for her to just sit there, lay low, like she was already doing. She just had a baby. Her father passed away, and her husband has been going through certain channels to get from being on that sex offenders list. So
What do you mean?
there's
Nicki
a lot
Minaj's
that's been
husband?
going on with her.
Talk about Nicki Minaj's husband?
Yes. Her
What?
husband.
He's on a what list?
Well, he had came out of jail a few years ago, and he was in there for rape. But
Oh, really?
once again, I have the story was that he was young. He was like 17. The girl was like 16. There's a possibility the girl was Caucasian, and you know how that thing goes. I don't know the whole full story, so I don't want to speak on it.
Right.
I'm just right now this dude here saying, but it was something similar to that, and it's unfortunate because when you have that, when you get out, they want you to register as a sex offender. So being that he has a very high profile wife and he traveled to a certain states, it's required in certain states for you to register there, and that's where there's a possibility that he got
Well, this is what the story is. Well, part of it is, it says Nicki Minaj dropped husband's last name after he entered a plea deal for failing to register as a sex offender.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It is.
it was in another state.
Well, she didn't know. She didn't know. Okay. Well, listen. Okay. This is what I'm saying.
This is another thing. Like, what happens is that whoever is doing. No. I'm just laughing. Whoever basically said, put this story out there, was already lining Nikki up, because who cares about this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Half the people don't even know who he is. They only know of him through her. But the whole thing is, it's still her name and her credibility.
As soon as she opened her mouth, the story about him comes out, because ain't nobody even heard nothing about that crap until she said that unforgivable stuff she said about this vaccine. And another thing is that this sex offenders list is made up not to hurt only African Americans and Latinos, because a lot of times, I'm not saying that all of it is wrong, but there's a lot of times people will become opportunists. They know what you got, they want to give what you got, and you play that game, and if you don't sign a consent form, now you got to sign a piece of paper so they won't take you out. You know what I'm saying? They say, this is another way to stop you from. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
I think that's just another way to stop stop us from being successful in life, because they see that we're coming into their world now. You got a lot of blacks and Hispanics that are up in that governmental organization department taking their spots, and they see the changes coming, and there's nothing they can do, because it's going to be black and brown world pretty soon. Because the white population is on the decline. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That zero birth rate is very interesting that you said that. So a lot of their decisions have to be from a survival perspective. But let me ask you, yes, this is very true, and I'm happy that you made mention of that, because that may be partial of why, they're making the decisions and what's going on, and there's so much pressure on us. But recently that about can you because I'm probably would be paraphrasing, but in regards to the hurricane, Shaka, what did he say? What did Joe Biden say? Vaccine, you're making it more complicated by not taking the vaccine in the event that a hurricane comes. Is that how he worded it?
Well, you got to understand that COVID-19 is just a name. The real name is the Wu-Tang virus. It's nothing but a military weapon. It was a military weapon. Okay. And because they test that stuff on some unfortunate military soldiers,
right?
Some of us who've been there and know the truth behind it, like me, know that was unleashed because they're trying to trim the population,
right?
Like they did with the AIDS virus. They try to eliminate the African American and Latino population, but it backfired. And it was more.
I don't want to laugh.
White people getting it than black.
So,
people.
are you saying that it was used as the weapon of bioweapon warfare?
Yeah, it was.
It's a weapon.
And they used they were planning to use it. They was planning to use it over there in the Arab countries. Like
really?
Afghanistan and those different spots that they already took over. They
but
plan
for
on
some
using
reason
it over there.
Traveled over here.
And then somebody got loose, and that's the end of that story. But I think they released it on purpose. I really do. I really think they were trying to do some population control. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it backfired, and it's continued to backfire. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's continued to backfire on them, and once
surely is.
Viruses mutate. That's what they do. If you get a cold ain't nothing but a virus. You know what I'm saying? It gets in your lungs. You got to get it out. You got to drink a lot of fluids and stay in bed and just rest yourself. Drink plenty of water, vitamin C. Healthy stuff.
Right.
And then it'll go away. This
right.
is just a cold on steroids. That's all it is.
Absolutely. So my final question to you:
the people with the compromised immune systems, they don't die from the COVID-19. They die from an illness related.
This is very
related
true.
illness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I had a friend of mine. I don't want to say his name, but he got sick. HIV or whatever maybe you want to call it. He didn't die from HIV. He died from pneumonia. You see, his body, he developed pneumonia, and he couldn't fight off the pneumonia, and his immune system was so compromised, his white blood cells were so decimated that he
my condolences to you and your friend. My condolences. My final question: did you watch the versus battle with Fat Joe and Ja Rule?
I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I started and then I turned it off because I had to turn it off.
All right. Well, did you hear a rumor of Fat Joe stating that calling Vita and Lil Mo dusty bitches?
What?
Yes.
Wow.
He was like, those dusty bitches. I got some bad bitches. You need to do something with them dusty bitches, and they look like they need to eat. You need to give them some food. Now I know, in New York,
Fat Joe is from the Bronx. He's from Trinity Avenue, right there, where I used to hang out over there, where Grandmaster used to live over there on 169th and Boston Road. He ride around the corner near the Morris High School. He live up in that area, so that's how he grew up. He grew up disrespecting women. He feel that that's going to make him relevant again. I don't know, but
Right. So during this versus battle, I think that Jadakiss and them kind of like put it on. New York likes to cut up. Period. It's part of our culture in New York to cut up and to kind of like do your little sneak disses. Almost like comedy, right? So it's actually a culture and a tradition. When you walk in the room, sometimes you go and be like, "Look at your sneakers, bro. You looking like you struggling," or "Look at your bald head," or we always just used to cutting up in that way. And so with these versus battles, that's kind of like what I'm pretty sure that they're kind of like enticed to kind of do, right? So it's nothing far fetched. I know that even with Cameron and Jada and they did say they were going to get chippy and they were going to cut up a little bit, but Fat Joe went to apologize after it was brought out to him because Ja Rule said on the stage, like, I'm surprised you calling them bitches, right? So he didn't even talk about them being dusty bitches, and he called them crackheads and so forth and so on. But my thing, and then on top of that, to add insult to injury, he had brought out these really expensive rags. He gave one to Ashanti and he gave one to Remy Ma.
Well, that's disrespectful. Back in the days when they did these battles, I mean, I lived it. I seen it. I seen it when it first started. Out the park in the Bronx when they used to go out there. 128th Street over there, in Lenox Avenue at the boys' school over there with Mastodon and Def Committee, right. Doug and them niggas, Treacherous 3, Phyllis 4, Funky 4 plus one more. They battled. But they battled. They didn't talk about. They didn't call women. But it's a joke. It wasn't serious. But they talked about how you dress, maybe how you look, your clothes. Maybe it was clean in a way where they respected the women or the female in that era more than they do in this era. You see what I'm saying? And the way they was raised back then. It's different from the way they raise now.
Right.
Okay? There's no real men in the house. There's no family unit like mother, father. There's no grandmothers, aunts, and uncles.
Definitely.
There's no hierarchy to tell them that they need to respect their elders no matter if they're 2 hours older than them. You know what I'm saying? They don't live like that no more. They don't have respect for life. They don't have respect for people. They don't have respect for property. Only thing they have respect for is what they can gain or get from you or take from you.
Right.
Instead of trying to make it for themselves. They have no way of understanding what it takes to become successful without burning somebody else down in the process.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
So, with that being said,
he's not relevant no more. You know what I'm saying? He's really not relevant out there like that no more. He has his fans, yes, I know, but there's something underlining there that we're not seeing. Because he had the stores in the Bronx on Hunts Point. He had the store up there, gone. He had a store on Sutherland Boulevard, 6th Street, gone. Or they took whatever they could take from him. He's bouncing back slowly but surely, but there's something underlining that we're not seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because for him to disrespect the female, especially black and brown female like that, there's something there. There's something there. Maybe somebody told him to say it. Maybe they said, well, if you don't go out there and say this, you ain't never going to hit the stage again. You never know.
Right. So, do you give him a pass for making that statement?
No, I don't give him a pass.
Even if he apologized,
he could have did it a different way.
He apologized several times. He apologized.
No. Wait a minute. So you punched me in my eye, then you come back and say, "Yo, man, I apologize for punching you in the eye, man. I don't know what made me do it. Could you forgive me?" No, I cannot forgive you. That's not how it works. If you were that upset, go punch a wall, nigga. Go in the basketball court and shoot the hoops. Go shoot some pool. Go run around the block. No. Right. If you think he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it to the black and brown population. What do you think he's gonna do to somebody's mother? How do you? Come on. No,
so you think in the Latino community he wouldn't have done that? He wouldn't have said that.
The Latino community don't play that. They don't play it. They don't disrespect their females like that.
This is very true. This
You
is
know,
very true.
I don't know. I don't know. It's something else going on.
And you would know that more than anyone. So my thing is, I want to have a whole different discussion with you, because it's like a lot of our men will make statements about, you know, this Latin women don't do this to their men, the Latin women don't do that to their men, but also it's vice versa. They don't disrespect their women for them to have to say or do something. Anyway, man, I appreciate you. This is like, we have to close out right now. Our guest did not come. We do apologize for that, but we have a lot to talk about next Thursday. We may go live one of these Sundays for sure, because we have a dope artist that needs to come through. She goes by the name Boss Lady, and we want you guys to make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and also share this link. I'm going to post the application that I told you that I got from my son's school on Instagram at House of Harlem TV. Make sure you go to Diggy Dime Music on YouTube and on Instagram to see all the hottest music and just to chat it up, and also hear a lot of dope and awesome beats that we have available. And that's about it. See you guys. Thanks for tuning into House of Harlem TV, and thank you to all the people in the chat, and also to our guest caller, Mr. Bay.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. One love.
I got one question.
What the fuck was you thinking? I mean, really, what the fuck was you thinking?
Yeah.
This nigga here done set the tone for the game.
Yeah.
This nigga here deserves the throne for the game. He's no longer slim. He's no longer drop top. He's the biggest. He's the biggest.
What's my motherfucking name?
They actually slim. Brooklyn.
I run that.
Harlem.
I run that.
New York City is his.
It's mine. I'm sitting at the crib dreaming about streaming like Drake. Mansion estates, boats by the lake, Beamers, Bentleys by the gate. And how much green it would take for me to get up out the game like Mace. And that city girl sitting on my face. But anyway, back to reality. Principalities, niggas looting, shooting off it down.
I ended up getting that 1200. I ended up getting the 10K, the unemployment, and I looted all 3 times. How the fuck am I broke again?
If you judging, you foolish. He choose to do what he had to do. Talking stupid, we laugh at you. Money highly important, that's why it's capital. Think our mama ain't get her a portion, her son is magical. Pops got the call, she was pregnant, he was in Africa. Planned on leaving her when he got back into the States. But he got the call, he got 2 sons coming on the way. September 30th, I arrived alive and ready. Went from watching Tom and Jerry to moving bricks like Sean Henry. Flipped the script like Tyler Perry, business black owned. 4 Giottos, 30 inches, I am that grown. Young niggas wildin', we ain't have no chaperones. Selling drugs, fucking bitches, bringing straps home. $600 coats, coldest winter. Around the same time, Esos was at the Garden playing Corey Fisher. Part of my vision, inspired by Lil Vicious. Around the time he dropped Nika. Put up to my crib, gold teeth, new sneakers. Pocket full of money, had me bugging when he caught the cell phone in a beeper. Rappy had the whole Pacific Street throwing C's up. Around the same time, P was beefing with Shot B. Threw a shot at P, but missed. P ran inside the building quick. Shot B was pissed till he glanced on the corner, saw me and flipped. Oh shit, ran around the corner, faster than a bitch. Shot B came around the corner, lifting up his wrist, busting shots out his clip. How many shots was it? I think 6. Got me running, dodging behind whips. Last week I just turned 10. Thank God I'm living. Time to move about this environment.